Hey people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Joshua YJ and thanks for stopping by to watch this video, and kindly subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much. And today we are just talking on something very brief, and we want to analyze something that is relatable to each and every one of us, which is complain. Yeah, today we are talking about complain. I mean, we all as humans at one point or the other of our lives, we will face problems, we face challenges, and our natural way to express our discomfort or our disapproval is by complaining. I mean, we live in Nigeria. If it's not fuel scarcity, it's naira scarcity. If it's not naira scarcity, it's corona. If it's not corona, is hike in transport. Is one problem, one issue or the other. I even wonder if there could be one day in the life of a Nigerian that is not going to complain about one thing or the other. So it's just a general thing for us to face problem in life. Even if you are perfect, even if you are 100% careful in all what you are doing, all the factors don't rely on just you alone. They are natural factors, and they are factors that are dependent on the people around you, because you live in an environment, right? So people are also living there with you. And most times the problems we face in life, they are often not our faults. Like sometimes we can't give explanation to some things that happen to us, because no man controls all the variables of life. No man controls all the odds of life. Here's the thing, complaining occurs when you believe that something better exists. You believe that a better occurrence exists. You wouldn't complain if you don't believe that, oh, perhaps there's a better school somewhere, there's a better life, there is more money somewhere, something better should have happened, there's a better government, these people should have done better. Well, this thing that happened to me could have been better than it was. If you don't believe that something better would have occurred, you wouldn't actually complain. I mean, like I said, it's okay to complain. It's our natural way of reacting to something that we are displeased or dissatisfied with. But then the truth is, complaining doesn't change anything. Whatever has happened, and no matter how you complain, it doesn't make anything better. It doesn't correct the mistake. It doesn't change the occurrence that has happened. It doesn't change the person's behavior. It doesn't right the wrong. So in essence, complaining actually has no effect. Now, it's not your reactions after a negative occurrence occurs that counts, but it's your actions, the actions you take after it, that counts, that makes a difference. Your reactions may just be your mood, how you feel, how you express your anger, your rage, how you shout and para about something bad that happens, and it doesn't really count. But it's the actions you take after it that actually counts, that can change whatever has happened previously. So today I'm just going to be talking about 3 steps to take rather than complain. So rather than crying, or rather than worrying, or rather than being angry or whatever, so I will actually give you 3 steps that you can take whenever you find yourself in a situation where you are dissatisfied about something. First of all, make the change. Some people don't like to hear this, but as human beings, we are agents of change. We can influence change in whatever situation that we consider undesirable. But then it takes courage, it takes boldness, it takes willingness, it takes willpower, it takes also the help of God to make change in whatever situation that we do not like. Sometimes you have to scold that person that molests you or harasses you, that you should stop that, else you are going to report him to a higher authority. And in fact, you don't even have to scold. You go ahead to go, and by doing that, you are making a change. Rather than after somebody treating you negative, just keep quiet about it and you just feel helpless. At least the little you can do is to share with someone else who can help you make the change, or you yourself, you make the change yourself, rather than feeling sad or feeling bad about what is happening to you. Sometimes you can make the change. I mean, that's why there's something called letter of complaint. So instead of complaining about your boss to your friends and gossiping about him, why not like write a letter of complaint to him, telling him about the working conditions that you are not satisfied with and ways to improve, and ways to make things better. Like, the door of your house is broken, mosquitoes enter, they bite you every time, and instead of you to be causing mosquitoes and be crying and why you get me, all these things, you can go ahead to fix the door. That is a deliberate action to make a change. Protests and demonstrations are also ways to make a change. I mean, peaceful protests though. We can remember End SARS, End Police Brutality and all of that. Imagine when all those bad things were going on. Imagine if people sat in their sitting room and just saying, Nigeria, they are complaining. But then remember, during that year, people came out in mass and they protested. They made their dissatisfaction known to the government, and they were able to influence a change. Sometimes we don't know that we can influence change by taking actions, but we do not know unless we try. Sometimes even when the situation that you are in is your fault, perhaps let's say you did not perform academically well up to what you want, what most people engage in is depression. They feel bad, they feel sad, they beat themselves up, they feel so angry at themselves for a long time. And what I just think about that is, if that is the only thing that they do, they're actually denying themselves the opportunity to grow. Like, aside just feeling bad about how you have performed, why not call yourself to order and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? How can I avoid what I've done before so that this will not repeat itself? Like, doing that, you are giving yourself an opportunity to learn so that you won't repeat the same mistake some other time. That's an example of action, taking action rather than just having the reactions of feeling bad, feeling sad, or feeling that you didn't do well enough. So like I said, it's not your reactions that count, but the actions that you take afterwards. One particular thing I need to emphasize concerning making a change is prayer. Like I said earlier, no man controls all the variables of life. There are some things that are beyond our power, that are beyond our human intellect or reasoning, or how we try, or how we struggle. There are some things that are beyond that to solve, and we should believe that we have a God who is all powerful, a God who loves us, a God who has the power to solve our problem, and is listening. He's waiting for us to table our problems before him so he can solve it for us. So rather than complaining, rather than feeling sorry for yourself, rather than ranting or nagging all day, you can just table that problem to God. What is that problem that is disturbing your heart? Or what is that situation that you are in that is beyond your control to solve? Table it up to God in prayer. Tell it to your God. Whatever religion you practice, just put it up to God and pray to God and believe that God is all powerful and is able to solve your problem, and is definitely going to do so. Number 2, leave. Like, they do say something that he who leaves the battle live to fight another day. I mean, get the heck out. You've seen that you've tried all your best to make things work better, but things are not just working, and this situation seems threatening to your well-being. Leave that abusive relationship. I mean, some people are in some toxic relationships where the guy comes back late in the night, he comes back very late, he beats you, flogs you, he turns you to his punching bag, he harasses you emotionally and physically and every form of way, and you keep enduring. Like, it gets to a point where you are almost becoming a shadow of yourself. For real, you might have to leave. You might have to save your head first before saving the relationship. You might have to save your life first before saving whatever thing it is. I mean, some people might have that particular job that is stressing you out all day. It doesn't give you time for your family. It's draining you emotionally. You don't even like the job, or perhaps you might have to resign and get something that is better. Or are you the type that you find your inner circle to be influencing you negatively? Like, you are in that particular room where your roommates are smoking, engaging in all forms of immorality, engaging in some nasty things, and you are trying to do along. You are trying to do I can endure this, and you notice that they are influencing you negative. Of course, evil communication corrupts good manners. So you notice that they are influencing you negatively, but you are still trying to, I can handle this, I can do it. My dear, you might have to leave that situation. You might have to pack out of that room. Emeka, pack out from that room. Don't worry, I'll just be picking up random names now. Auntie Ngozi, that new community that you packed into that doesn't have electricity, and you know you need electricity for your business, and all you do is you keep complaining, NEPA no bring light, NEPA no bring light, and you keep causing NEPA, you keep complaining. Perhaps you might have to leave the community, and or if you don't leave the community, you like I said, you can take the first advice that I said, make the change. Perhaps you can get generator, buy solar, instead of just complaining all day of your life. You can choose to leave, or you can choose to make a change. Or perhaps they are not teaching you well in your school. You are attending all these some kind of secondary schools where it is one teacher that will teach 5 subjects. He will teach you physics, chemistry, biology, and after teaching in that particular school, you still go and teach in another school, and is not effective in his teaching. And perhaps in that school they are not giving you the best educational service that you want. I mean, you might have to tell your parents that they should change your school. You might have to live there rather than just complaining about your academic performances. Like me, I've been a teacher for some time now. Like I've worked in schools. I've seen how some students have performed woefully, and it's not because they are not brilliant. I mean, these people are brilliant. They have the capacity, but then their foundation was weak. They went to schools that didn't bring them up very well, and now when they're now coming to the good schools, I mean, they are already a mess before that. So the thing is, if you are not getting the required service that you need at a particular place, you might have to leave or change it. Another example is, I know of a particular lady who got accommodation in a public, these federal university hostels. I know how they might be sometimes. Like, she was reacting so badly to the water. She couldn't drink it, she couldn't use it to bath or wherever, and it was hurting her skin. She told me about it, and within 2 weeks she packed out. She had to pack out because she knows that her health is paramount and very, very important. She packed out and got her own personal space and all of that, even though it cost her money. But then she had to leave to save her head. So my dear, if it's too much for you to handle, perhaps you might have to leave. Perhaps you might have to settle for another option. Thank you. Point number 3 now is adapt. Adaptation starts from, first of all, recognizing the undesired situation and choosing to thrive and settle with it. You have recognized that, okay, this is the problem, this is what I have to live with. You just have to accept the reality, and you are choosing to cope with whatever the undesirable situation is. See, in life we wouldn't always get what we want. Some things we don't like might happen to us. Some things we don't even pray or wish for might happen to us, but all we are going to do, are we just going to just bury our head and be beating ourselves, or be feeling bad, or be complaining all day long? No, that's not what we are going to be doing. It's usually hard, but then we can adapt. We may have little resources, but choose to be contented and still make the best use of them. We can choose to be tolerant with those people around us that we don't like their behavior, we don't like how they treat us, but then we may choose to still accommodate them. I mean, there was a time during my in university that I was staying with some roommates, like about 2 of them, that they have certain behaviors I don't like, showing of expensive jokes and some negative things I don't like, but then I still chose to adapt, to still tolerate them, and I didn't allow their negative behavior to make me not to enjoy my own life. I still went on to still enjoy my life. So instead of being sad or angry about someone else's behavior, you can choose to just fashion, and you choose not to take it too serious and still go on with your life. So you don't like that course that the university offered you, but you can choose to still accept it and still continue studying it, because perhaps someday you might later like it and you will find purpose in it, and you are adapting to it. Instead of just staying at home writing jam after jam, work after work, all of that, you can choose to accept it and still choose to be fine with it. Friends, is usually not easy. It's not easy. You can choose to adapt with that loss of a loved one. It's hard, but then with time you can adapt and continue living life. This life is too short for that. All we just do all day of our life is to complain about our situations, complain about our friends, complain about our circumstances. You can choose any of these 3 options that I said. Like, do not forget, first of all, make the change. Second, leave. And thirdly, adapt. And with any of these three, we can define and we can live better in the midst of our situations or challenges. Do not forget the three things to do rather than complain. First of all, make the change, leave, or adapt. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to this video. Much love. Mwah. Come inside now. Now you. I don't expect. Come inside. My guy, how you dey now? I don't expect you since. Come in. How you dey? Come inside.
But leave me, no greet me. Down that road way bad, way be like jagaji. Now don't spoil like car for me. Oga never pay us salary since for office. I don't dey hungry. Wetin be this? Fuel don cost now. Now know as everything be now. I don't like all this kind. No even greet me. Hold your greeting for there.